Oh my God, she's so strong. Hey guys, it's Carla. I'm here today in the Bon Appetit test kitchen with a very special guest, a return guest, and the first guest to ever jump from back to back.
Hashtag plaited hair.
To hosted the legendary Miz Cracker.
Through you, I became a real chef. That's why I'm here on this side of the table today.
I think it just needed to be out there.
So good.
And today we're going to share a family recipe.
Yes.
From your family.
Yeah.
What are we making?
We're making latkes today, which is a traditional Jewish food. It is now associated with Hanukkah.
Right.
But it's really just a year-round Jewish food traditionally. It started being associated with Hanukkah in like the 1850s. One thing I want to say about latkes for everyone watching is that you can make it with pretty much anything. Sometimes people make it with matzah meal. Mm-hmm. We're going to be making it with flour today because it's something that everyone can find. And we're going to be making it with potatoes and onions. But if you want to, you can put chives in there.
Sure.
So you can put goat cheese. You can really experiment with the flavors. But we're just going to make the basic recipe today, and you can work from there with whatever you want. The thing about Jewish cooking, especially Russian and Eastern European Jewish cooking, is made by people that were kept down and didn't have a lot of money and were often on the run. So being creative and using ingredients that are easily accessible and in season is a big part of Jewish cooking. So you can like adapt to whatever season and area you're in.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it. So you're representing hard.
Yes, I am. I'm wearing this beautiful Nelson Tavares dress. He designed it specifically for my upcoming Hanukkah holiday Christmas tour.
It's quite fetching.
Isn't it great? Yeah.
I would hate for anything to splatter or shatter on your dress.
No.
Let's get some aprons.
We should get some aprons.
Yeah, we need
Luckily,
aprons up in here.
I have a beautiful Miz Cracker branded apron, and I would love to gift you one today.
Hallelujah.
Because no kitchen is complete
Look at
this
the
beautiful
gorgeousness.
on sale for the holidays. I mean, like, not a markdown, but
I feel so special.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Because last time you were here, you had one.
Right.
And I was extremely jealous.
We thought that would be the last one because we didn't know they would be so popular.
And
But
now you're just in it.
We're just mass producing them.
I know what I want for Christmas. I mean, Hanukkah. All right, what's the first step?
Okay, so the first step, we're going to peel these potatoes.
And we're using an Idaho.
Yes. Oh, just a russet potato.
For starch, right?
Yeah, nothing, it doesn't need to be fancy at all.
I feel like you don't want a Yukon for waxy, you want the starchy.
Right, for sure.
Oh my God, look at what?
You're welcome. Wow!
3 minutes in and I've been upstage.
I love getting things off in one stroke. It's one of my specialties. And now we're going to peel this little onion here.
Great.
How do you peel? Because I always cut it in half and then just
Is
pull
it in the end is going to be grated, right?
It's going to be grated, so we don't want too many pieces.
I'm not going to worry about keeping it in the rounds.
Right.
And I just always take off the that's the stem end, I guess, and this is the root, and then go this way.
Perfect.
And then I'm going to leave the root just because we're grating and a little bit of a handle.
Oh, that's great.
Is that how you do
Perfect. No.
Do you want me to grate?
Yeah, you grate. Well, wait. Let's hold off on those for a second.
Yeah.
Because when you start grating the onions, all of that onion juice gets in your eyeballs. And okay, so we're gonna grate these potatoes. It's amazing how fast it goes. And potatoes are tubers. They store a lot of water, so you're gonna notice a lot of liquid right away. But we're gonna handle that in a little minute.
Starchy. That's how you grate a potato, people. No waste.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah, not a single bit of waste. Because
that's true to your roots.
Okay, go ahead.
There would be no wasting.
No waste.
No wasting.
Because
and
you are
just
trying to
straight
survive.
on here. Trying to survive, you're not going around wasting a potato.
No, you are not. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this bowl here with a little towel in it, and I'm just going to put all of this potato stuff in here.
So smart.
And we don't want them to oxidize and turn brown, and so I'm just going to wrap them up in this towel so that while we're grating the onions,
so
they're
you're
not
just
gonna
covering
turn
it.
brown. Yeah.
It's an air barrier. There was a theory going around earlier before we started filming that if you freeze the onion, it won't blast you out so much. And I don't know why that would be because it's the sulfur. Like, this is the onion's self-defense mechanism.
Did you hear
what
that
are you
if you put
looking
a
for?
spoon in your mouth that your eyes wouldn't tear?
I have no idea. Why would that be?
I have
Maybe
no
because
idea.
you're not inhaling as...
Through your mouth?
It
I don't
doesn't.
know. Let's try it. You
I'm
don't
not
do it.
crying
You're the
yet.
control.
Oh.
I'm the...
Okay.
Look at all this liquid.
It's a lot of liquid.
Yeah.
How do you feel? But with grating, like I'm literally, we're pulverizing it. It's not going to release. Do you want to grate the other half?
I do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The spoon tastes terrible.
Oh, yeah.
It's so metallic.
When you're only slightly privileged, you're born with like a stainless steel spoon in your mouth. That's us. Oh, my goodness.
Are we going this way again?
Yeah, let's go this way again. Look at all this liquid that we are...
Are we going to save that? We want that?
We don't want that. So, for
Let me
New
get rid of
Yorkers,
this.
a lot of New Yorkers don't have counter space. You have a lot of liquid on your cutting board. Liquid coming out of your eyes right now. You may be tempted to use your cutting board or the sink as a place to rest your spatula.
Right.
Make sure you have a dry surface to rest your spatula because it's going to go into the oil, and if you get water in the oil, you're going to have oil all over your face.
That's also another great title for like a self-help article.
What?
Make sure you always have a dry place for your spatula.
Yes, it
Just
is.
as a general rule.
Just like metaphorically.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you know what we mean.
And if we had
just-
to like move on, we could just tie the stick to this and
Oh,
put it over.
absolutely.
Latka on the move. People are coming.
Latka on the vodka, you know, here she goes. If you need to spazier, that's Yiddish for take a little walk. Okay, so you're gonna grab it by its little neck and wring her out.
Oh, good.
And the more you can get out, the better. So if you have a nice, strong man in the house, there you go. Oh, look at it all coming out.
That's a lot of liquid.
It's a lot, isn't it?
That's a lot of liquid, and that is going to sog out your latke.
Right.
This is a little trick that I have picked up along the way, that once you've squozen, which is a made-up word, that a refluff...
Because then you're mixing the ones that have been squeezed by the outside.
Exactly, because I feel like some guys got squeezed more than the others.
Here, I'm gonna.
So a refluff and then a
Get rid of this.
re-squeeze. It was a good amount of liquid.
Yeah.
And then not down there, that cloudy stuff. So I've seen some recipes that say you squeeze out all the liquid and then you let the potato starch collect at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And pour off the watery part, and then that can be your binder too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, different strokes for different folks.
You know what? Let's keep it in there.
Why not?
And we can mix it in with the oofs, the eggs.
Oh.
We're gonna have a little extra binder. I just feel very emotional right now because, like, I'm just thinking of like how traditions like this bind people together. Not unlike this starch is going to bind this potato pancake together.
That is right.
And you know, there are a lot of religions in the world. But Judaism is one of those great things that is a religion and a culture. We're not just a religious group, we're also a family. And so doing stuff like this and celebrating family feels good even when you're not with your Jewish family.
That's
You're
right.
celebrating them. They know you're making pancakes. Damn it. Okay. So we're going to put this in here. Go ahead and put that in.
All right. Here, let's mix in here.
Oh,
Just more room.
definitely.
But we can
need
pour
more
the
room.
starch over if we want to.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to
They
mix
look
these around
beautiful.
a
They
little
didn't
bit.
oxidize at all. There
Not
was
at
like
all.
no.
And now this is like when in the recipe it's like working quickly, which is what we're gonna do. So break them eggs in there. Oh, go ahead and just throw everyone in there.
All right, this looks like salt.
Yep, some nice kosher
We
salt.
got some peps.
When it rains, it pours. Shablam.
Baking powder.
Yes.
A little lift.
Yeah.
And then this is flour.
Yep.
Just regular old flour.
Now some people use matzo meal. We're using flour because it's accessible to everybody.
That's right.
It works just as well.
But it's really doing the job of absorbing whatever liquid is still here or that gets exuded.
Yeah.
And then the flour and the water are going to help bind.
Work.
Right?
I'm into it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the eggs bind too, right?
Yeah. Totes.
Let's do it. So dig your
All
hands
right,
in there.
Hold on, I'm going to get these off. This feels really good. I feel like everything is coated, but the mixture itself is pretty dry.
Right.
And it's holding together.
Yep.
Is that what you want?
That's perfect.
Okay.
And she's just moist enough. Let's go ahead and throw this potato starch
All
in there.
right.
In the spirit of experimentation. So what we're going to do next is, you're Italian.
I am.
You know the size of a meatball.
Sure.
And that's essentially
heart.
what we're going to do. We're going to make a little meatball-sized globe. Yeah, so they're very cute like that. And you'll see how we plate them later.
And then you can have a
Jeered
couple
in the word
bites. You
plate.
can have them as your appetizer.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's the other thing. As soon as they come out of the fryer, there's no waiting. You want it fresh out of the oil.
Right, it's
Yeah.
like a French fry. Very good right away, but if you pull them out from under your car seat a day later,
Very sad.
not so good.
But in a pinch,
I too have been in college. Yeah.
my car is just filled with popcorn and Cheerios.
Oh,
At
absolutely.
every car seat.
I had Fruit Loops for breakfast.
You did?
Yes, I did. Throwbacks.
Regular
Nutrition.
Regular milk?
regular milk.
That would be funny if you were having Fruit Loops and like alt milk. Like no. With,
Right. Yeah, no, I'm
with
trying.
the cashew milk, please.
I'm watching my figure and my health. Well, I'm not watching my figure.
Dairy-free Fruit Loop.
America's watching my figure. Is my mic showing? Okay.
It's true.
So, we have our little meatball size thing here, and you're just going to put it in round. If you don't have a thermometer for your oil, you can just drop it in there and see if it begins to bubble and sizzle.
Sizzles immediately.
Yeah, and the reason I like this size is because they cook quickly, and you can put several out on a tiny plate, and it just looks cute. They look like little crab cakes. Another one of my nicknames. So go ahead and take it and drop it in.
Do
the small guy.
The little taster tester.
Yep. And then what you're going to do is take the spatula and flatten her.
Perfect.
Just gently.
Hold on, I'm going to take this guy out.
Yeah, get rid of her.
She's done her golden brown situation.
Yeah,
okay.
and this is the kind of golden brown that you want.
Perfectly golden brown.
Yeah.
And tender. Should we try?
Yeah. Yeah, she's very good.
Seasoned to your liking?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, great.
I'm just going to drop some more in here.
Gorgeous.
In my family, we're big eaters. So we get impatient and we take them out early, but you should really leave them in there for at least 3 minutes on a side.
So even though it's golden brown on the edge, doesn't necessarily mean it's tender in the middle.
No.
That's right.
Doesn't mean it's
That's
time.
another good life lesson.
Oh.
Just because she's golden brown on the edges,
Right.
doesn't mean she's tender in the middle.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true.
You know?
An entire self-help
We have a lot of adages.
I can't wait for our self-help book.
So excited.
How do you know when to turn them over?
Let's have a little look.
Okay.
Okay, she could use a little more time.
Yeah, the middle was pale.
Yeah, the middle is pale. You just want to hit that nice balance. You don't want them to be crunchy all the way through. Oh, look, they look so good. They're so cute.
They're perfect.
Yeah.
And a good sizzle. You said something before about low and slow, or like medium is better.
Because you want to give them enough time to cook in the center before they burn on the outside. I think this is a Latkes can teach a lesson to a lot of drag queens in America, probably a lot of chefs in America, people in all professions. Just because you push things to go quickly doesn't mean you're getting them done right. Sometimes you have to cook your career on a medium temperature and let it be done correctly. Look at this we have this brown here.
Perfect.
You can still see a little bit of the pallor of the onions and everything.
And I love the free radicals of these potatoes that broke loose from the craft.
It gives it that little filigreed edge.
That's right. And if that's the first thing that you taste, they do look like crab cakes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, look at them just sizzling away. And the great thing about having them at this temperature too, and not at Heller family temperature, is that you can leave them in for a while, let the other gals hang out with the ones that are finishing up and not worry about them burning to a crisp.
But then people are probably coming in the kitchen at this point going like,
oh, what's going on?
Yeah. Are we getting close? That's right.
Now, not all recipes call for this, but we're going to serve them with some special sides today that my family does, and I think a lot of Jewish families serve with. But for now, let's get these gals out of here.
Okay.
Some of them.
Why
don't you take the ones that you think are done?
Let me peek.
And we're going to put them on a rack with the towel over the rack so that the oil can drain off.
And there's air underneath.
Yep.
Got it.
And they won't sog.
This one looks perfect.
Yep.
Such a comfort food.
Why don't you take that, not that one,
This one.
but a nice fat one.
Yeah.
That's not as cute.
Oh, okay.
And split it.
Okay.
So we can see if the center is
Great.
good. That way
Here,
we don't
this
have to
one.
ruin one of our.
Well, this one looks pretty perf. Do you want
Right.
to open that one up, or you want to do one like this?
Do
isn't
that
as
ugly one,
pretty?
yeah. No one will miss her.
Let it drain for a sec? You want me to cut right into it?
I'll just hack open.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
This is the Scooby snack also.
Scooby snack, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great.
You can see all the layers. How is it?
It is really good to me.
Is it passing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, well, we have 6.
Yeah.
Put these other guys in?
Let's just
Waste not, want not.
right.
All right. In. And I can practice. So they did kind of sog out while they were sitting here.
Right. You can see them
But I
losing
tried
their liquid. Look, let
Like,
that happen
leave that-
overnight. It just is a nightmare.
No.
It's terrible. And it actually didn't spatter at all,
No.
so that...
I really like the temperature. I've always done mine higher also.
Yeah.
And had the same thing happen.
Yep.
Where you have burnt onions sticking through.
I learned my lesson with this because I love frying things. I learned about oil temperature when I had the temperature up to my favorite temperature, just fire, and I was cooking naked.
Oh my! You're
And,
a true risk taker.
God. I got up. I was gonna make one of those eggs where you like swirl it in the oil,
Yeah.
and because I read about it in the Times because I'm sophisticated.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. So I had all this oil in the pan at the temperature of the sun.
No.
And I dropped an egg in, and
No.
a little oil went right onto my scrotum. Plot twist. I'm a drag queen. And I went to bed and I called into work.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Can't work like
well,
this.
today's done. Okay, so let's eat these guys
Okay,
while
let's
they're
do
hot.
that.
I mean, you're supposed to let them sit out and blah 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 blah.
Why? Why do they have
but
to
no.
sit out? It seems like you have to go straight into
Tis
it.
the season.
Okay.
All right.
As far as I'm concerned, there is no other thing to serve a latke with.
Right. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of recipes where I get right down to the end and they don't mention that you need applesauce
Yeah.
and sour cream.
Yeah.
Now ours is organic,
Major oversight.
cruelty-free today.
Cruelty-free applesauce?
Yes.
No apples were injured in the making of the sauce?
No, I didn't say they weren't injured. They just didn't know it. So, oh my goodness.
I see. Hold on, we'll just
Perfect.
sneak that one in. And
Yeah.
if you had to choose between the two, which one would you choose?
You
Between
can. It's the balance of the sweet and the
balance of the
sour
both.
that makes it so
they have
wonderful.
to be together.
Yeah.
So these look about as perfect as a thing could look.
Oh, I know.
I mean, besides you.
Thank you. I'm also well-rounded with a few flyaways, and I'm very proud of them. And we have served them in the family tradition with a little applesauce, a little sour cream.
So just fork right into this
Fork
guy.
right into it. Yep.
Crispy exterior,
Fork away.
tender on the middle.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, gorge.
Yep.
Okay. And take the other half?
Yeah,
Oh, this
here
is
we go.
just... See, I come from a place where everything tastes better if you eat it with your hands.
Oh, for sure. I'm with you.
Cheers.
There we go.
Mmm.
Yep. You get the
Perfectly
applesauce.
seasoned.
Yay!
I can't stress it enough. Because like a meatball, you don't really taste the raw batter. So doing that little tester
Yep.
so you can double check it, because once they're in the fry oil, that's it.
Yeah.
And I think you did also a really nice amount of pepper. It's not just the salt, but
Yeah.
I'm getting like a nice little kick off that pepper.
Just enough zing.
And that goes so well with the sweetness and the sour. So I think what I've learned is that when I first tried to make my latke, having grown up in New York, I'd had a latke or two. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like,
You'd been
you
to
know.
Second Avenue Deli.
Yeah, exactly. But I tried very hard to press them super, super flat because I was all about the crispy, and you have taught me that it's all about the tender middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. It is. It's about the tender heart. Every latke have to have a tender heart.
True for latkes and humans.
Everything
Hats
else you
off
have
to
at
the
home.
Hellers.
And thank you. Thank you, Mother. Thank you for this family recipe. And thank you, Sylvia, for critiquing my cooking all the time. This is how we got here.
I give them an A+.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yay! 2 women in the kitchen.
And then
Your
you
nose.
go with like a spoonful of caviar.
Yeah. Ooh.
Great with potatoes.
I like that. I'm not a fancy person, but I love caviar.
Could
Gentlemen,
just be trout roe.
I love caviar. My P.O. box is... Just kidding, I can't get it together enough to get a P.O. box.
You don't want the caviar left for you in the P.O. box either.
No, you don't.
No,
That's a good point.
refrigerated deliveries, straight,
Straight from the sugar daddy.
straight to
That's-
HQ.
Yes!